Is your camera not turning on, or did it send the request?
I'm sending the request with the other one too, but I'm going to turn this camera on. I just needed to get my life together.
That's fair. That's fair. Go get yourself ready for the fire. Go get yourself ready for the fire.
Oh, and yep, that's me.
Hey, Vanessa. Hey, JJ.
Okay. I turned the volume all the way down, but forgot to turn the other microphone off. Hello.
Hi. I'm so excited. We finally get to talk about this book because it's out and available, and y'all need to go get it. Like, I love this book. It is amazing, and we're going to tell you guys all about it.
I just told everybody, I said, I'm going to go on this interview with Shelly, and all she's going to do is complain about the cat.
Look, that cat was a clock block, okay? I was getting ready to have a moment, and then he just gonna do what he did by the pool, and I was like, really? Really? This is how we doing this? It's okay, though. I guess in some ways he's cute and cuddly, but he irritated me. He irritated me. But let's talk about this book. So first up, for those that don't know, give us the rundown. Tell us what this book is about.
So this book is about Cassandra, who is an author. She writes spicy romance and spicy paranormal romance. And she had a difficult relationship, and she decided she wanted to, not only did she leave her fiance, but she couldn't get away from him because they lived too close together. Mm-hmm. And so she moved hours away to this big house in the woods and pretty much became reclusive. And so she lived in the house for a year and never met anybody in town, never left her house. She has her groceries delivered, but small towns, they look at that stuff funny. Mm-hmm. And so the gossip train started heading her way, and Asher, who is the neighborhood mailman, doesn't like the gossip train very much because he was on the receiving end of that mess at one time. And so so he decided he was going to warn her. And then he saw her, and it no longer became about warning her.
Mm-hmm. Look, I don't know if this is considered a meet cute, but it had meet cute vibes all over it.
That's all right. We will take it. We will take it.
Because the way he looked her up and down when she opened that door the first time, I was like, okay, can I get that? Can I get my mailman to look at me like that? Of course, only if he looks like Asher. So Cassandra is an author, and you're writing her story, but not only are you writing her story, you're also writing her story with the book that she's writing. And I've seen some of the people that have some of the feedback that you've gotten from your ARC readers. We were invested in the story that Cassandra is writing. So are you ever gonna do anything with that?
Yes. I actually have started writing it. So I've taken all the parts out of You've Got Book Mail and put it into a document so that I can write that story, since y'all seem to be asking for it. I hadn't planned on it, but now I just got to figure out where I want to start it, because that was actually the last book of that series that she's writing. And so, I'm not going to write the whole series, but I got to figure out where in her story I want to start for her to get there.
Now, tell me what it's like to write a book within a book, because you're focused on Cassandra and Asher, but then you're also focusing on Shar and Mystery Man, because we don't get a name for him until late in the book.
At the end, right?
Was that hard? How did you do that?
That's a good question. I'm a pantser, so I can't say that I really planned it. I was like, she needs to be doing something, so she might as well be writing a book. And wouldn't it be cool to get some kind of idea in her head about, what she's writing? And so I just started, and then, of course, the characters wouldn't get together because they're hard-headed, and, they took forever. I expected them to just, bang it out real quick, and they weren't doing it. So I was like, okay, I got to give the people something. And so I was like, well, Char's pretty free with herself, so we'll just, put her story out there in the front at the beginning of the story. And so I started writing that story, and then as I started developing Cassandra, I was like, she really wants to be a main character, but she doesn't feel like she can be. And so if I make Char everything she thinks she's not, then I can have their characters just kind of going together until they meld together at the end. And that was kind of my goal.
I loved it, but I think what was interesting is the sister noticed that as Cassandra was becoming happier in her relationship with Asher, this character Char that she had built over this series seemed to be changing as well and was doing other things. Now I have to ask, because I talk to a lot of y'all and I read a lot of books. Do you ever feel like your personal life ends up on the pages, or do you ever feel like you're melding with your characters like that?
I don't know that I feel like I'm melding with my characters, but I do know that there are lots of aspects of them that are me. Hey, Derek. Lots of aspects of them that are me. And so, whether it's personality, whether it's some, thing that happened, and I'm like, hey, I'll just write this into the book. It'll be fun. And, so yeah, I can't really say that, oh, I'm gonna, this character is me, but there are a lot of aspects that are, kind of personal, just kind of insertions, so to speak.
Now, this book has some background characters, okay? And one of the background characters is the sister, and his best friend. They seem to have a little background situation going on. Are we gonna get more? Is this gonna be a series, or was this supposed to be a one and done and that's it?
It was supposed to be a one and done.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I got to writing the sister Melissa and Jesse, I was like, wouldn't they be a cute story? So they'll probably be a novella.
Okay.
I originally, when I finished this book and I was going to put it out, I was like, I'll do a novella. I was thinking about a newsletter, just putting it and attaching it to my newsletter for people who come into the newsletter. But then everybody started asking for Char's story, and I was like, well, if I'm going to put Char's story out there, then I might as well put their story out there too. Like, here. So, yeah, I don't know that anybody else's story will, there was really nobody else.
Look,
I guess there could be, but there's
I
not.
just want to know what was going on, because they seem to be like having this little situation and they was asking questions about each other. I just need to know what's happening there, because I'm invested. I need to know. But that the fur ball, what, I always think it's fun for me when there's an animal that is that involved in the story that you get such an emotional attachment, whether it be positive or negative. This fur ball was messing up my scenes, y'all. Okay. Every single time they finally, because like she said, they were stubborn. They were stubborn, and they would get close. And then here comes Ferris.
Okay, but Ferris came into the story after one of the hottest scenes in the book.
Okay. You make a good point, which is how he got his name.
Exactly.
I'm just telling y'all now, chapter 20, you're going to be on a Ferris wheel and you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be fantastic. It's yes. Did you have a favorite character writing this book?
Did I have a favorite character writing the book? I don't know that I necessarily had a favorite character. Like, I had some favorite scenes.
Okay.
I definitely had some characters I didn't like. But I don't know that I had a favorite character, because I think that for me, they were so entrenched together. I think if I had to choose like a character that I enjoyed writing in there, gosh, I like the old couple at the restaurant. They were fun.
Yes.
You know, I love old couples that are like in love with each other. It just
They were
makes me
sweet.
happy when I see them in public, like
Hmm.
holding hands or little smooches. Like it just makes me insanely happy. And so they made me happy.
Ashley said they need a book.
Oh my God. Stop it.
What was okay? I can think of her name any other time, but for some reason, it is drawing a blank. Not the lady that he worked with at the post office. The other lady.
Gabby?
Was she the gossip one?
Yep.
Yes. Now, this character, I really did not want to like this woman. I did not want to like this woman because throughout this book, she seemed to be doing some things that did not make me happy. But you gave her a character arc. Like she's a background character. And we think that she's just meddling, but she had a reason. Um, so with her, I have a question here, but I'm trying to figure out how to word it because I'm trying not to give too much away. Because she does have that character arc for the end, but since she was a background character, what made you decide to kind of like make her such an important part to the story? Because when we find out why she is the way that she is, a lot of things about a certain character make sense.
Right. Right. Um, that's a great question because she was one of my least favorite characters, right? When I said that I have characters that were my least favorite characters, right? I hate an old gossip. I can't stand it. But I thought that it was important for there to be a reason that she behaved the way she did. You know what I mean? And how she continues just to live in that made up reality that
Okay.
she had created in that space. And again, I'm trying not to give away too much where, she created a situation to try to solve another situation. And you know how sometimes we make decisions and we think we're making the best decisions possible and they turn out to be shit, right? Like,
Right.
because we can't control what other people do.
Mm-hmm.
And so she thought that by making her decision, she would save some heartache and she would get somebody to not come back to this town. Because there are a lot of people in small towns who are not happy
You're
being
right.
in small towns, right? And so if you are
Mm-hmm.
one of those people to escape, they want you to stay escaped. You be the one who got away. And but then you come back and they're like, Jesus, I tried my best, damn it. You know? And I think that that's really how she felt. And, at that point, it was just like, you know what? I'm just going to own it. I'm just going to own it. And this is what it's going to be.
But I really wanted to not like her. But by the end, I was like, okay, I get it. And now it makes me wonder about like some of these small town gossips that I've seen if they had ulterior motives.
I mean,
I'm questioning them.
they could have felt like they were doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like in their head, they made up this story and the story was, they were doing the right thing.
Yeah. But still, I wanted her to step on Legos for a little while because she was things and I didn't like that. Did it mute you or did you just say that quietly? Because I saw your mouth moving, but I didn't hear noise.
Nope, I'm still here.
Okay. Maybe it was just me then. I don't know.
I
It
just
was
said 100%. I was just agreeing with you. So
okay. So this book, it came out today, y'all. This one right here. It's called You've Got Book Mail by Layne. Tell me what you said you had a favorite scene in here. So tell me, what was your favorite scene in this book?
I actually have two favorite scenes in the book. The Ferris wheel scene, of course, like when I wrote that, I was like, that is the scene, hands down. And then the shower scene.
Okay.
I love a good shower scene to begin with, but when I wrote it, I actually sent it to the girls and I was like, tell me if you get from it what I meant it to convey, and in the end, and Gracie got it immediately.
Well,
She
she
was
had
like,
it read in
yes,
like 2 seconds. So, I
get
mean,
it. You know, but I really think that that right there was so important to Cassandra and some of her healing,
yes.
you know, at the end of that shower scene. And so that's my other favorite scene.
I'm a sucker for the book. It's the book.
Hmm.
That I think was, and it's not even a spicy scene. It's just, it was like emotional scene. What is emotional word? Is that a right word?
Okay. Whatever word.
Like they had been through so much, and you would think that you're not going to go through that much because it's not super long, but like there for a while, like my heart was breaking. I was like, what is happening right now? It was a ride. But then
I think Ashley sent me a message and was like, I want to strangle him now. Like,
but the book, when he gets the book and he sees it and he's looking and he's understanding and putting, she did put us through a lot. She put us through a lot. But I felt like even like I felt like you could have put a lot of words in there, but it flowed so nicely, like it didn't need anything else. Like even though you go through so much, there's not a lot of fluff. You get straight to the point. And even though we went through so much, by the end of it, I was like, "Where's the rest? I need more. Like I want. I'm not done."
yeah, so somebody else, one of my other beta readers, she was like, you could have gave us like two more chapters of their life together. Like it was like the ending was so good. Like I want to know what happens with them. I was like, okay, when I write Melissa and Jesse's story, then I will let you know what happens with them.
So we're gonna get like the background view then. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm okay with
the
that.
after effects, because you know they just met, so you'll get what happens later.
Well, I definitely want to know what happens next because I think these two just need to like get married and live a long life. They can be the couples in the restaurant. Let's talk about this restaurant. Okay. That was another thing. So in this book, there's a restaurant in this small town and there is a live bull chilling at the front door. Like people had come from miles and miles and miles to see this bull and take a picture. Is that a real thing? Like, is there something like this out here? And if so, I need to know where this is at because I totally want to go see the live bull.
So I I did my doctorate through a university in Arizona.
Okay.
And once a year I had to go out there. And so there is a restaurant in Phoenix that is up on a hill that where you see the most beautiful sunset and you can see the Camelback Mountain and everything, but right outside of the front entrance literally is a longhorn bull. And it is like you walk around and you're like, what is that smell? And then you see it and you're like,
There's a bull. Just chilling.
serving you inside. Are you not uncomfortable right
Bye, Ashley.
now? Bye, Ashley. They're doing Thirsty Thursday in like 4 minutes.
Oh, that's right. It is Thursday, isn't it? Yeah, I found this to be interesting, and now I want to go to Arizona and see this bull because that was a lot of fun, and it was like a popular thing in the book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was definitely, you know, even the description of the outside there is an outside patio to that restaurant and everything. So that was what was in my head when I wrote that that scene.
If y'all are just joining us, y'all can kind of see the book on her screen. We're talking about You've Got Book Mail by Layne. It came out today. It is available. For those that just joined, tell us what the tropes are. Like, what are we going to see in this?
So it's a small town romance. There's lots of spice. It has a story within a story. So there is kind of like a billionaire romance inside of the small town romance. There is a reverse age gap. She is about 10 to 12 years older than he is. They never actually say their age. She says her age, but we never say his age. But he's, 10 years out of college. So he's about 10 to 12 years younger than she is. She's a plus size woman. There is fake dating where she asks him to pretend that they have been dating because she has to go home to her parents' anniversary party and she doesn't want
It started
to.
at the carnival.
It started at the carnival, yes, because her sister was being an ass. That was, that probably is one of my favorite lines, other than the very last line of the story. That's probably one of my favorite lines, is that I'm taking a picture of you so that our parents can see you happy for when I kill you.
I like it. Now, I do want to let y'all know that the last line of this book is amazing. It is amazing. I'm not going to spoil it for you because you need to go read it. And you have to start at the beginning. You can't just skip and go to the back. But the last line was absolutely amazing. It voiced what I was trying to say the whole book. So talk to me about this cover, because I love books like this where when I first see the cover, it just looks like a pretty cover. But then after I read it, there are little things all throughout the book that are showing up on this cover.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you have the mail truck, which he pulls up to her house. He delivers all of her packages, all of her mail,
All her packages.
all of her packages, the best ones, including her own books. So, she gets a lot of books that she reads, but he also delivers her books to her. And that's when he starts reading what she's written. So he starts to learn her character and all of that so that he can... Hey, kitty. So, I pictured a big house with multiple stories in the woods, big old open area in the front. The patio in the back is like my dream, pool patio area. So, yeah.
I want to live there. Like when you were describing her house, I could picture it in my brain. And I was like, this is gorgeous.
I want to live there.
So has anybody in the comments read this book yet? I'm curious. Because you had a pretty good group of ARC readers this go around, didn't you?
I did. I had like 50. Well, I had about 62 sign up, about 53 download it. So, I'm not sure how many of those have read it, but yeah, Gracie read it. Vanessa's read it. Layla started it in my car. She pulled it out of my purse and started it and then tried to get me to drive around the block a few times so that she could keep reading.
I love that. Can we bring Gracie up so that we can find out what her favorite part of the book is?
Sure.
Let's see. Where are you at, Gracie?
You have to read it too? That's awesome.
You don't have to turn your camera on, Gracie, if you don't want to. Because I don't know if people are in bed at 7:30.
Hi.
Oh, she's working. All right, Gracie, you've read this book. It's amazing. Tell me, what was your favorite part of it?
The Ferris wheel.
That Ferris wheel scene was good.
It's my favorite part.
Who is your favorite character outside of Cassandra? Because obviously she's the
Asher was my favorite.
What made you like Asher?
I told Bobby that from the very beginning. Asher was my favorite. Just from the very beginning, he was just the perfect, he was just so swoony, just the perfect cinnamon roll.
He was just like the perfect gentleman.
Yeah. At the end, I wanted to slap him a couple of times, but I forgave him. But he was so cute, so sweet, so cute, the cuddly,
He was everything that we want in a man. We really want, I read dark romance. Okay. I don't really want a bully. Okay. I want somebody like Asher.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody who gives you what you need in the moment, but then is just sweet enough to deal with your bullshit the rest of the time.
And he was so supportive of everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved Asher. Was probably my favorite. He was my favorite character.
How did you feel about the cat?
I love the cat. I thought Ferris was the cutest little thing ever. I mean, yeah, he had like the, he had his moments where it was like, okay, bad timing kind of situations, but he was the cutest thing. The cutest thing. I loved the cat. It was like a cute little like
He was cute.
introduction. I liked him.
He was cute. I just wish he wouldn't have impeded on my spicy time, but I get it.
The cat didn't bother me, not at all. Like I
I
love the
joke
cat.
about it, but I laughed. I laughed every single time. It was great.
Yeah, I love the cat. The cat was cute.
So, if you were going to tell somebody to go read this book, what is something that you would tell them? Like, how would you tell them to go read this book?
Go read it on a Ferris wheel with your bow.
I mean,
And have your bow read the Ferris wheel scene.
oh, she gonna take it up a notch. Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds like a perfect Valentine's Day romantic evening. I think that sounds phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can
You
see
won't
that.
regret it. You won't regret it.
Does anyone have any comments or questions in the comments? I'm getting that backwards. Anything y'all want to know? Because this book right here, it's available right now. Y'all can go get it. It's on KU. You can get it on paperback. You can get it all the ways. So do y'all have any questions about this book? Or do you have questions for Miss Bobby / Leya? Because she's on her Bobby account because Leya's not quite there yet.
I can't show my face on the other account yet.
Which, if you're in here, you should click on the Leya Layne profile and go give it a follow so that we can get that up to 1,000. Or is it 800 now?
I think it's 800, but at 1,000, I'm doing a giveaway, schmiveaway, whatever it is. The pinned post on that Leya account. There's a couple of ways to get into that.
If you get with me, I would be happy to donate something to add to your giveaway when you get to 1,000.
Sure.
I've done that for a couple people, and I've got all kinds of tumblers and things that we can throw in there.
Wonderful.
I love it.
My female crush. Which one is your female crush? Leya or Cassandra? Both are acceptable.
Or Char.
That was another thing. Char, because of her past relationships, we watch her, not Char, Cassandra. Look, I'm getting them confused now. Cassandra, we start to watch her come into, because at first she's not super, super comfortable with her body. And when Asher comes in, he kind of gives her that confidence that she needed to love her body and know that she was beautiful. Who doesn't want a man like that?
Yeah, I mean, she just, I don't know that it's that she wasn't comfortable with her body. It's that she wasn't comfortable with herself.
Yeah.
Period. And a lot of that had to do with her ex, but it's hard when you go through so many years of having somebody, beat you down and tell you that you're less than and you can't be, and that even if you're like, you know what, I love myself, but there are still some things that I'm not sure of.
I just loved that he encouraged her, he supported her, he wanted her to be the woman he knew she could be, and it was fantastic. Because where she had been told in the past not to do her author thing, like he was like, no, you should do it. You should do this thing in the town. And because she also writes under a pen name, and she's anonymous because she had a situation. So nobody knows that she is the author of the books that they're reading. That was fun.
Oh, and it was so cute when he fessed up. Oh my God. The part when he fessed up, I loved it. I was like, oh, he's so sweet.
I'm trying not to give too much away. Y'all just need to go read this book so that we can talk about it, and we can discuss the other parts that I can't tell y'all on the live because I don't want to give it away. There was something else I was going to point out, and now I can't remember what it was. Let me look at it for a second. Oh, now, hi, Brittany.
Thank you.
Are there trigger warnings? Because I know he it's just mentioned about the X, but it's not really on page. It's just quick mention. So are there trigger warnings in here?
Not,
think
I mean,
so.
I have them on my website, so like there are, but it's nothing, I want to say it's nothing significant, but whenever somebody has triggers, it is significant, right? So let me just see, what did I put here? Memories of emotional abuse, near assault of a secondary character. That's Shar, the book that she's writing. And then mild choking, explicit language, and explicit sexual activity.
I couldn't remember. I knew I had seen something. There's a thing right here in the front of the book that said that you can scan, and it will take you to her website so that you can see the trigger warnings. But she does have the little thing here, so if you want to read them, you can. I knew there was something that I had saw that I was, because I didn't see that when I was reading the book because I read it on my phone, so I just kind of skipped through that part. But when I was flipping through it, I remember seeing the little trigger warning thing.
There's nothing like any of the stuff that you normally read.
Okay, true. That is a true statement. But I couldn't remember, because I know when I read it, I didn't see anything triggering, but I tried to remember that not everybody is me. And I know there's mention of, which is not physical, it's just verbal. So I didn't know if that was considered a trigger warning or not.
So that's why I put, memories of that emotional abuse. Her ex doesn't really get a chance to do anything other than grab her arm like that. That's it. That's all he gets to do, because Asher's right there, which is where he belongs. And, other than what happens or almost happens with Shar, there really isn't anything else in there.
I didn't think so. I was trying to remember if there was something that I was missing, but I was like, no, I don't think there were. Again, guys, this book right here is available. If you haven't downloaded it, I don't know what you're waiting for, because it took me like 2 days to read this, only because I had to adult. But I sat up to finish this because I could not put it down. It was fantastic.
It's short. It's quick. I think it's like 230. Yeah, 223 pages. So it's not. The chapters are short. It's very quick.
But I love books like this. Because they're quick reads, but they're longer than a novella, but they're not like super, super thick. So you can get through this pretty quickly, like a day and a half, and you're done. If I could have read it cover to cover, like some people in the corner over here, I would have, but.
Yeah, I literally sent it out at night, and the next morning she sent me an email and said, okay, I finished it. I was like, I slept. That's all I did. That's all I did was sleep.
Because it's so good, you don't want to put it down. Like you get lost in these answers.
Yeah, there is definitely a lot packed in that small book.
There is.
I mean, you get 2 stories in there,
which is impressive.
And you get the older couple, their story is in here, and a lot of backstory. So,
but it doesn't feel like it's too much. This book is very, very well written. It's very well laid out. So like when you are getting those pieces, like it just fits in so well, and everything just works together seamlessly. So while it sounds like there's a lot, it's not difficult to follow. It was very, very easy to understand. And it's just overall just very, very well written. So I think that that's what makes this such an amazing book. Cause I didn't feel lost. I didn't I wasn't scratching my head going, wait, what just happened? Why are we talking about this? Where did this come from? I've done that a few times. And another thing is these characters are relatable. Like these are not people that you couldn't see out in your everyday life, or that I think some people will find bits and pieces of themselves in these characters. And that I think that always helps when you can make a genuine connection with the characters in the book, and you made it very, very easy to do that. All right. So you've been a guest on here. Gracie, cover your ears.
I can drop off. I'll drop off so you guys can continue.
Oh, you're fine. All right. So you've been a guest here. So I can't ask you the penguin question because you've already answered the penguin question. So I started asking this one, and don't ask me where this came from. Truth be told, it happened over a brunch date with another author friend. But I found this question to be interesting. So, are you ready for our follow-up penguin question?
Probably not. Like, go ahead.
Okay, so tell me, what would you do if you walked into your hotel room and there was a fresh chalk outline in the floor? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm trying to solve it. I'm trying to solve it. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at it from different perspectives, and yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm trying to solve it.
You don't get the whole story. Okay.
I want to know.
I like it. I like it. And then
I am not sleeping in that room, but I want to solve what happened. Yes.
you just became an investigator. There you
Exactly.
go.
Exactly.
I like it. I like it. Last night she said she was walking out. She was like, "Nope, I'm not doing this. I'm done. We got Bobby going to solve it." All right, then. I'm here for it. All right, you've got some events coming up this year. You are going to be a busy, busy lady, especially the second half of the year. Tell me, where are you going to be at?
So next weekend, I'm actually going to be here in Lexington, North Carolina at a book fair. And then I will be at Sinful Signings in September. I will be with you in November. I actually don't have as many this year as I have for next year. Because I got a late start trying to, think about what I wanted to do and whether I wanted to do it or not. So the two big ones are Sinful Signings, because I went last year and I loved it, and I was like, I'm going back as an author. And
I got to meet her at Simple Signings. She came by my table and I was so excited.
I did. And then I will be at Chaos and Booktalk.
Booked in Chaos.
Booked in Chaos. There you go.
Same thing.
Yeah, and then I may do a couple other small, if I find some other small ones around here. But
now, when you say next weekend, are we talking about like in 2 days next weekend, or like next weekend?
Next weekend, the 9th.
And where are we going to be at?
Lexington.
Is that in your Carolina or my Carolina?
Mine.
There's a Lexington, North Carolina too? Huh. I'm going to need to find out where that is, because I'm off that weekend, and if there's a book fair, I should go. And as a matter of fact, my road trip partner from the other weekend lives up there, so I might need to get some more details about that. Now I have a question for the people in the comments. Because this book just came out, obviously got to get copies in and all the things, so we can't do a schmiveaway for a book tonight. But who in the comments would want to come to South Carolina to meet Leya Layne in November? / Bobby, because obviously she's the same person. I'm just curious, because I happen to have tickets, and we gave some away the other night for C.L. Ledford's release, and so I think it's only fair that we find some people to give away for Bobby's release.
I'm excited to be
Gracie, you're already attending. Carlin already has VIP tickets. Confused why Bobby is here twice.
Whatever.
Okay, so this is Bobby, this is Leya. That's the difference. I think Kim might be the only one in here that's not coming, because Britton's coming, Gracie's coming, Kristen's coming. Okay, then. So that's what we're going to do. Well, BJ's not coming, but she was invited. She just chose not to. Okay, so for Bobby's release, Kim, I'm going to send you a pair of tickets, and I'm also going to send you one of the Booked in Chaos challenge coins that we will be having at the event. They haven't been put out there yet, but all of the authors have seen them, and I love them. So we're going to do that to celebrate her release. And then we will get you a book when you get here, because you are not that far either. I think she's over like 2 states. I think it's 2 states from me. It's only 1 state from you. And if people want to find you off this app, where are they going?
I have a website. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I am on Threads, but I'm rarely on, I forget it exists until it shows up on my Instagram that somebody has posted something. I'm still on X. I usually only do poetry over there. That's kind of what I do on the Twitters. But yeah, I'm pretty much everywhere.
I love it. And I forget that Instagram exists, so it's okay. I'll be like, oh yeah, I do need to go check my messages, and I'll be full. I do want to make a friendly reminder for everybody that's in here, because tomorrow is March 1st. And that means that tomorrow there is another book that is coming out. And that was the lovely Gracie Cooper that was up here. Gargoyle Springs will be out tomorrow. This is a monster romance or gargoyle romance. I don't know how you word that, but this one's a lot of fun, and you can catch Gracie on Chaos and Book Talk on March the 5th. But we got all kind of good books coming out. But seriously, I'm gonna need every single one of y'all, if you haven't read it, go put it on your TBR, go download it to your Kindle, do all the things, because you're gonna love this book. It is fantastic. And I flew through it, and I can't say enough good things about it. Is there anything else you want to let them know about this book?
No, if you want signed copies, they're on my website. I'm also doing little swag packs for extra. It's hard to see with the thing in there, but there are pins, magnets, stickers.
Because you got the little thing in the back. Where'd they go? They were just in here. Hang on, they're there. There's my button. I got one of those. It says Hot Hallmark. Y'all look at this. I can't flip the screen, but how cute is this?
Hot Hallmark. Everything Hallmark should be.
I didn't know I liked cinnamon rolls until I started reading Bobby's books. And then I learned very quickly, I don't dislike them.
Nope. They're so sweet, you just want to eat them up.
And Asher is just literally like perfection. Like, he's just delicious. Get Leya's book, Ride the Ferris Wheel with your beau.
And it should say read the book, not ride the book, but we get it.
I mean, maybe not the book, but the beau.
Yeah, you could read the book and ride the bow. There you go.
I don't dislike this advice. All right, guys. I'm working on getting the YouTube channel thing situated. I do have that created, and I'm slowly trying to figure out how to get everything up there. I think I finally did get like 3 videos uploaded, and I'm going to be working to get these up there. So if you want to come back and talk about this book with us, it will be on YouTube, so you can relive it. And hopefully I will get all those links posted shortly. I'm not a YouTuber, but I'm doing my absolute best. Miss Leya, Layne, Bobby, I don't know which one to call you because I know you as both. Thank you for coming and chatting with me tonight. Y'all, seriously, go get this book. It was a 5-star read for me, and 5s are hard, okay? Like, I don't give them out freely. This was a 5-star read. It was so much fun, and there's so much talent in this book. You are truly an incredible author, and I cannot wait to see what else comes next for you, because you got like a whole schedule coming, and I'm waiting for it.
A whole schedule. I even have something a little darker. In the Sinful anthology, there's a little darkness, and it will be a story, but it won't come out until after Sinful. So
of course. And Bobby is going to be one of the authors. There will be an anthology for Booked in Chaos, and she's going to be one of the authors that's going to be in that anthology too. So if you want more from Leya, just know the Sinful. I don't think you have to be present at Sinful signings to get the anthology. I think Desi sells them outside of the event. Desi and Autumn, and the same will be with the Booked in Chaos one. If you want to get copies of those, they will be available outside of the event. But anthologies are always a great way to meet new authors, because you can kind of see what their writing style is and if you like it, and they're just fun because they leave you with a lot of plot pauses.
Yeah. And then in September, Robert Thoreau with Britton and Ashley and Gracie, we will have an anthology of cozy romance coming out.
I'm excited. I've been watching you guys work on that, and I can't wait to see that coming.
It's going to be fun once it's done.
All right, guys, go get this book. You've got book mail by Leya Layne. You want this book. You want to read it. And then after you read it, come talk to me, and we can talk about all the things that we can't talk about and spoil here tonight. But Go get this book. Trust me. All right, guys. Y'all have a great night. I will see you guys later. Bye, everybody.
Night.